That's a good parachute for Orlando. Good parachute for Orlando.
Woo!
We're back with Orlando Bloom. That was a clip from Orlando Bloom to the Edge. I will admit, at the end, I did kind of want you to just float into one of the parked cars. Not like,
yeah, that happened.
Like, not like badly, but just like bonk.
You should have picked the other clip. There's one. There's another clip where I just like eat it, and then I get up and I go, "Did I have you worried then?" Because I literally just was. I went into the wind. So when you come in for a landing, you have to go against. You have to go in. Sorry, the wind's coming towards you. See? No wonder I was going with the wind.
Maybe don't teach people how to do it, Orlando.
It was really simple. You just go like this. I was going with the wind, and so anyway.
That would be the most terrifying thing if you were with your guide in the airplane and they're like, remember, go into the wind, and right, and you jumped in. It's like, no, wait, I'm the opposite.
Yeah. There is a moment in the show where I go, so it's left foot forward, right? She goes, right foot forward. I was like, oh, yeah.
You said while we were watching the clip, and it was what I was going to ask you, but you said, oh, my God, this is giving me PTSD. So when you watch it now, because, again, it's a totally different perspective on what you were seeing at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, the scope of it must just be mind-boggling when you see it now.
Yeah, it gets my heart racing every time. I have to say, I'm like, I can't believe I did that. That was the final stunt was sort of, or the final flight was, we went to, I think it was about 5 miles over the ocean and landed on Pismo Beach. So jumping out of a plane over the ocean to fly, he had to, I mean, it wasn't me who was calculating how far it was going to take me, but I didn't want to get anything wrong because landing in the water would have also posed a few interesting challenges. So the whole thing was like a pressure cooker, and I'm amazed I'm still alive, and here I am.
I also am amazed this is a show you chose to do for yourself. This wasn't court appointed, right? Like you made.
Yeah.
Because you broke your early 20s, you broke your back?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, and not, is it okay to say that maybe, like, doing a dumb thing?
Well, I mean, no, it wasn't too dumb, but I was trying to...
I think I've read about it. It sounds... Go ahead.
Oh, no, it was pretty dumb. Well, I was trying to help some friends who had an apartment, and they had a landing on the roof terrace. The roof terrace was... they had a roof terrace on the landing below their apartment. So I walked up the steps, went out, looked out, and was like, oh, I'm on the 4th floor. Oh, there it is, just over there to the left. I'll just jump across. And instead, I saw a piece of metal, held onto it, and there was not really anything to hold on. So I fell and landed on a 1st floor balcony with, like, iron railings that they have in London. And an old washing machine. So I got very lucky. But I don't know that it's... I don't know that I'm necessarily a thrill seeker from then. I think I was more just impulsive.
Yeah, that sounds more impulsive than like I'm gonna grab.
I'm not like I'm gonna.
You have 2 children now. Do you see an adventurer's spirit in them yet? I know they're 13 and 3. So what?
Yeah. What? Yeah, 100%. 100%. They're both. I mean, Daisy's feels like she was climbing stairs when she came out. She just is like really into it, and Flynn's very artistic and creative, but he's got quite a lot of spirit.
Did you, when you did a show like this with these sort of risk-taking, did you feel differently about it having kids? Or just, not even like for your own safety, but like one day they're gonna watch this and when you tell them not to take chances, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, Dad?
I don't know, yeah. I don't know, I think part of the show, it's interesting, because I don't think I'm gonna tell them not to take chances. I think I'm gonna tell them to take, I think what I learned, right, is that if after breaking my back and all the accidents I had as a kid, which were definitely impulsive, and some things were in my control, some things weren't, I think that what I learned through the show was that if you actually... we talk about these athletes, Camila Jabbar and as well, who was the freediver, and Will, as sort of like adrenaline junkies, and there's sort of a negative connotation to that, but actually they're like supreme athletes. They're actually people who are... you see a 15-second clip on some kind of social media platform, but those people have studied for like years, months out. And they're like, so in a weird way, like, I think for me it was like, okay, I don't need to be impulsive and get into trouble, but how about I learn to do the things that I love and learn and have that feeling of confronting my fear and being capable. And I hope that with the show in some ways, people kind of go, well, there are what's the fear for you? Obviously, I wouldn't encourage anyone to go and do this stuff. But like, what's the version of you pushing? Maybe it's like doing stand-up or just public speaking, or something that pushes you out. Because it came up for me with COVID, when, you know, that happened, and it was like, I was just like, wait, there's so much fear everywhere. I was like, what am I going to do? And I wanted to do a Blue Zone
It's funny, I do stand up, and I do think I take the same chances as you. I think we're very similar. Yeah, like your wingsuit is my stand-up, and I think we're both like two cool guys who take chances. Like,
By the way, for me, that would be a version, like the abject terror I would have before going out to do that would be crazy.
I mean, they must have to, you know, you talk about it, and I think that's a really good point. That, like, they're adrenaline junkies, but they must be granular about the safety that goes into these things.
Yeah.
And they must, when you show up and say you want to do a show like this, they must have to clock how seriously you take it, and that must have been. Because at the end, I want to show a clip real quick, because you guys, I mean, it does seem like when you land this thing, you realize exactly how much these people meant to you. Let's take a look real quick.
Dude!
Welcome to my world here, man.
I love you, bro.
Oh, cool. Oh, I can't believe what we did. Look out.
You did it! Oh!
Congratulations, bud.
I love you, man.
Yeah, man, good work.
It's a good group.
It's a good group. That's Monica and Jack, who Monica is actually Luke's wife. It's a good group. I got kind of teary there at the end of that. It was yeah. I mean, you're putting your life in somebody else's. And actually, when you see if you see the show, which I hope you guys will watch, on my 7th jump. So you talk about protocols or what you need to do. On my 7th jump, so I'd actually just found out that the Queen had died, which was really kind of
From jumping, right?
So it was a weird thing, because there was this conversation about something quite prolific happening, because I'm from the UK. That was a big number. It was a big thing, but probably for people here too. But it was, and then I go up in the plane, and Luke goes, okay, you don't need your radio, nothing. You're good to go for this one. And this is my 7th jump, right? I jump out, I'm coming down, and I pull the chute. I'm under canopy, and I'm like, okay. And then you have what these called toggles, and I pull my right toggle, and I'm like, and it wasn't working. So I look up, and there's like, it's been caught in a line, right? And I'm going, oh, I'm not gonna be able to land this. So what do I do? So the protocol is you cut one free. So it's like, the chute is behind, that's 1, right? So then you go 1, 2, 1 cuts your current chute, which is above your head, free. 2 opens the second one. And I'm like, no. I don't have the radio. I'm like, okay, 1, 2, 1. I'm back in 3, 4, 2, and it came out, and I was like,
oh my God.
I get to the ground, and I'm like, was that a test? What is going on? And then I get in the back of this truck, and they're like, we got to get the parachute. I'm like, it's over there. It's in the field. I saw it, you know, because I was coming over. I could see it. We go over there, we pick it up, and there's a guy in the middle of the field, and he thought there was going to be a body out there, right? And I'm like, you know, we were like, no, it was me. He was like, who was it? I was like, it was me. Don't worry, we're all good. He goes, no, and Luke explained, we cut it. But it was like, never in my life have I felt more so grateful to be alive. I was like, oh, really? Like, that could have gone south super fast. Now, there is protocols that you follow, and it works. And when you follow the protocol, this will work. I mean, there are 2 chutes for a reason. Obviously, thank God the second chute didn't have a malfunction. But like, it was, so I think what you'll see, it's funny actually, because I feel more vulnerable now that the show's out than I felt at all, because it's like, it's sort of like you're seeing it and you go, wait, what? This is, you know, and people are responding, but I'm like, yeah, it's a wild one. It's a wild feeling.
It's funny to think, if you saw a parachute in a field, you would think, oh boy.
Where's the body?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think,
Where's the body?
I'm sure there's somewhere else. And that would have been so tragic. If you'd have died on the same day as the Queen, it would have been like on page 8.
Nobody would have even noticed, like, the Queen died. And somebody else.
But he was asking for it.
He was asking for it, yeah.
Thanks so much for being here. The
Thanks,
show's
guys.
fantastic. You guys, Orlando Bloom to the Edge is streaming now exclusively on Peacock. We'll be right back in Studio Gallery.